So now let's talk about the Khajiit. The Khajiit are these are the beast-like races, and the Khajiit is the one that looks like a lion or like a cat. The Khajiit is from Elsewhere, and Elsewhere is on the south of Tamriel. It's right beside Valenwood. They share the province. It's like split right down the middle. And Elsewhere is the one that's on the east side. They're known for their natural agility and stealth. And the interesting thing about the Khajiit is that it's made up of several subtypes. So there's different types of Khajiit. If you hear crunching sounds, that's Charlie eating his little cookie. So the appearance of the Khajiit is based off the phases of the moon. So they could range in so many different forms. I mean, there's Khajiit that actually look like house cats, almost like your domesticated cat. Some are down on four legs. They're not bipedal. They're not upright. And others just have different aspects to them, different features to them. But they all look feline. So since there's twin moons in Nirn, one of them determines the form of the Khajiit, and the other one determines the size of the Khajiit. And some scholars even say that there's as many as 20 subtypes of Khajiit, but only about 12 have been identified. These are some of the types of Khajiit. There's some that called the Omsrot. The Omsrot make up most of the Khajiit in human inhabited regions, such as Cyrodiil and High Rock. They resemble humans with light fur, just with a little bit of fur, and a noticeable tail. A smaller subtype of the Omsrot is the Oms, and they actually almost appear identical to the Wood Elf, the Bosmer. And some people believe that they're actually related to the elves or to the humanoid races because of these different subtypes, but they're not related at all, because they differ from the humanoid races greatly in their biology, in their physical form, and a lot of things. So they're not related. They are considered beasts. Some of them, the ones that look like the Bosmer, the Wood Elves, actually have to tattoo their faces so that you could distinguish them from the elves. Another one is the Sudeirat, are more feline-like, but still clearly humanoid and bipedal. So they just range in so many ways. There's a lot of them. There's the Cathay, the Cathayrat, the Toge, the Togerat. There's two forms of each. Like the Cathayrat is like a bigger version, and then the Cathay is usually a smaller version. The Khajiit religion is not that different from the mainstream religion that most men and elves worship, but they do reference a lot of powerful ancestors of the Khajiit that were cats. What does differ is the creation story for the Khajiit. The Khajiit believe that the creators they had like this cat-like form, and that actually races such as the Bosmer even evolved from these cat-like creatures. They talk about like a litter when it comes to Nirni. That's one of the names of the deities that they worship. Another returning god is Yfir. If you remember when I was talking about the Wood Elves, I was talking about Yfir, the storyteller. Yfir actually cursed the Khajiit, turning their grasslands into dry desert and their forest into poisonous marshes. But the Khajiit were actually protected by Azura, who taught them the secret of the moons and how to change their shapes to survive. And then it says that from there the Bosmer came and all that. It's pretty interesting stuff. It's a little different from the other creation stories. The Khajiit are considered to be a very old race, like one of the first. They say that they actually came before the Wood Elves, that the Khajiit were already there before the Bosmer even had a kingdom. So, but it's unknown how long before the Khajiit were there. So how long they precede these races. Once the elves arrived, because the Khajiit and the Argonians inhabited Tamriel long before the elves arrived. But once they did, they drove the beast races into the south extremes of Tamriel, which is Elsewhere, and to the east of Elsewhere is the Black Marsh, which is where the Argonians live. And those two places are some of the most some of the most dangerous environments. They're pretty bad, especially the Black Marsh. The primary source of income of Elsewhere is actually their export of moon sugar, and this is used as this is actually a highly addictive drug, and it's called skooma. Moon sugar is used to create skooma. The southern part of Elsewhere is pretty much addicted to skooma, and they're called sugar tooths. But the Khajiit are a little more resistant towards the effects of skooma. They have a little more control over, like, more functioning. They could function better under it. It's highly addictive, and its users pass through bouts of euphoria, followed by protracted lethargy. It's smoked through a special pipe. Moon sugar is a narcotic found in sugar canes, native to the forests in Elsewhere. It's used a lot in Elsewhere, even in cooking. Like, it's even seasoning for foods. So the Khajiit are pretty much used to this stuff. It does, like I said, it doesn't have the effects that other people get from it. I said this previously, that most races don't like the beast races. They have a problem with them. But because a lot of these beast races have been used as slaves, so they just look down upon them. And even though the Khajiit and the Argonians are both beast races and are both looked down upon, they actually both hate each other as well. So they don't get along, even though they share similar backstories. The Khajiit make really good thieves, because they have a natural agility, and they have unmatched acrobatic abilities. There are some Khajiit warriors though, but that also depends on the type of the subtype of Khajiit. I don't know how that's gonna work in Skyrim though. Like the subtypes, I think you're just a certain subtype of Khajiit, like by default. They also have the benefit of night vision. They don't need spells or anything like that, like other races do. Some of the skill bonuses for the Khajiit is +10 sneak, +5 alchemy. Alchemy, I've been saying that it's a mage crafting skill, but it really could benefit the thief as well. The thief. Because I believe you could create poisons and that type of stuff. +5 archery, +5 lock picking, +5 one-handed, and +5 pickpocket. So the Khajiit strongly suits your thief playstyle, because all of these pretty much benefit the thief. The only one that's that could go towards the warrior or anything like it is the archery, but that's pretty much the only one, and the one-handed. But the pickpocket, the lock picking, the sneak, alchemy, these could all benefit thief type of playstyles. Their special abilities is Night Eye, allows player to see in the dark permanently in Skyrim, and claw attacks. Unarmed attacks do 15 damage. That's another thing about the Khajiit, is that they have such strong claws that sometimes they don't even rely on weapons. Finally, the Argonian. The Argonian is the race that looks like a lizard or like a dinosaur. They're from the Black Marsh, like I said. It's the It's on the south of Tamriel on the east side, below Morrowind and Cyrodiil. Not much is actually known about the Argonians, their reptile race. Just because of where they live in the Black Marsh, and it's a very uncharted area. Not it's very. I mean, I think it's pretty much impossible for somebody to last in the Black Marsh just because of how dangerous it is. It's poisonous. It's swamps everywhere. There's also the Hist. The Hist are trees that actually talk to the Argonians, or the Argonians are the only ones that hear the Hist. The Argonians have gills on their necks. They vary in the way that they look. They're covered in scales. They could have fins on their head. They could have horns. They could have spikes, like these little. They could have gills. And you could toggle all this stuff in Skyrim. I'm sure you guys have seen pictures where you could change, you could add if you want spikes on your head, or if you want horns, or if you want fins and all that. Pretty cool. They have the unique ability to breathe underwater. They are proficient swimmers, but this doesn't show up in the game. Like, it's not like an Argonian is going to swim faster. They pretty much swim like any other race, but that's just because of the game. They're trained in guerrilla warfare to drown their enemies by dragging them into the water and holding them under there. The best role for the Argonian is closed quarters assassin. The Argonians have really sharp teeth that if they don't have weapons, their teeth could pretty much do the job. Argonians also have tails like the Khajiit. They're the two only races that have tails. The tail helps them swim, and it also helps them keep their balance, which is another reason why they make very good assassins, like, you know, stealthy type of jobs, because they could pretty much stand wherever, and they won't be like freaking moving all over the place. They have an immunity towards disease and poisons just because of where they live. They live in the Black Marsh, and they've just become immune to those type of dangers. Some Argonians are actually pretty well versed in the magical arts. Others rely on stealth or stealing to survive, and they have a natural agility, which makes them good at pretty much those types of jobs. It says they're, in general, they're reserved people, slow to trust, and hard to know. But they're fiercely loyal. If you do get to know them, if you ever get to have a friend as an Argonian as a friend, they are very loyal and they'll fight to the death for you. Now some stats for the Argonian. Skill bonuses: plus 10 lockpicking, plus 5 alteration, plus 5 light armor, plus 5 pickpocket, plus 5 restoration, and plus 5 sneak. So it's a mixture as to what playstyle they seem to lean more towards is your thief or stealth type of classes or playstyles, and mage because of the alteration and the restoration. Special abilities: Hist Skin. Invoke the power of the Hist, the trees that I was talking about, the Hist, to recover health 10 times faster for 60 seconds. Resist disease. Your Argonian blood is 50% resistant to disease. And water breathing. Your Argonian lungs can breathe underwater. And this is permanently, by the way. So yeah, that was it. The Argonian was the last of the races. Hopefully that helped. I'm really sorry that this is up late. I've just been having a lot of trouble today with my neck. I wanted to do another video. I'm not sure if I'll be able to, but I'll try. I'll do my best to do that. I wanted to talk to you guys about the race that I was going to play, and just my plan as to how I want to play my character. If I can't put that up today, I will definitely talk about that tomorrow, because I do want to put up a playthrough. I'm going to put up my first playthroughs. I'm not sure how many I'm going to put up for different reasons. One of them is because of the whole problem that's going on with the internet and copyright and all that. So I don't know how many playthroughs I'm going to do, but I definitely will be doing my first few playthroughs. Those will be up on my other channel Play with MD83. So subscribe to that so that you know when I put those up, because they will be up tomorrow. And I'll probably talk about the way that I want to play Skyrim and the race that I'm going to be and all that. So you'll be able to see that. Most likely that video will be tomorrow. But yeah, today this is probably all I'm going to be doing, just the races. If you guys have any questions, just put it in the comments, let me know, send me a PM, and I'll try to answer it as best I can. Super excited for this game. I can't wait for tomorrow. I'll be doing an unboxing video, and yeah, that's pretty much it, and I'll talk to you guys later.